Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel guys. Great to be back with another video, or the second video rather, on our map expansion or map enlargement series. We are taking a 2x map and creating or changing it into a 4x map. And yes, our first episode, just a recap, is obviously we started by doing the terrain, and the terrain is all about your data folder and all the stuff in there, you know. So we did all the, not all, but a lot of the weights, and we're going to continue our second episode now with the rest of the stuff that's in the data folder. So yeah, a warm welcome to you. If this is your first time, do consider subscribing if you haven't yet. I do appreciate that very much, and please do share my stuff if it helps you. I'm sure it will help someone else too. I try my best always to be as clear and overcoming as possible, you know, so please excuse me if I don't do that, but I try my best guys. I tell you what, I try my best. Anyway, so here we go guys. Our episode today, obviously we left off with doing some of the weights and also adding a new texture into the map. So we've done that in the previous episode. So now this episode, I want to end off the weights, because I've done all the weights except for one, which will be here right at the bottom. There was one weight, a Riverstone Bank. There's 4 of them. It's a texture Riverstone Bank, which is not in the new map. So we now have a choice, and the reason why I left this one out is I want to do it with you so you can see that you have some choices how to bring this over into the new map. So either you can add a new texture called Riverstone Bank, which is part of the base maps, or you can do what I'm going to do this time, because in the previous episode we already added the texture, so I don't want to do that again because you've already seen how to do that. So this one, what we're going to do is we're just going to convert it into a new texture, you know, because everything is already set up in the new map, which is this one here. On the left here on top is new. This is the donor map or the original map. So this is the 2x map, and this is our 4x map. All right, so just keep track of which tab I'm on. The one obviously that's white is the tab that we are currently selected, you know. Or you can just read here. It says 64 times MF. That's I call it 64 MF because it's 64 multi-fruit channels that I've added for this map, you know, and also it's the 4X, you know. And this one here is obviously Frickley. There it is, Frickley. So you can know this is the original. All right, good. So now what we're going to do now is have a look at this Riverstone Bank. Let me just find it. This is now the new map, obviously. So Riverstone Bank here. I'm going to open one of them here in I'm going to show you a shortcut as well, which I've discovered. So let's open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open all 4 the Riverstone Banks in GIMP. There's 1, 2, there's number 3, and there's number 4. So now all 4 of them are open here in GIMP, and if I click on it, I can see here on top which one I'm actually got selected, and it sort of highlights the one. That's number 2, that's number 3, and that's number 4. So I've opened them in order, 4 of them. Okay, so the 4 originals are open. Now what I want to do is go to the new map and have a look. What I have here on the new map is Riverbed. Now Riverbed 01 is already set up on this map as Riverbed. The name of it is Riverbed. So we've got now a choice to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open all 4 riverbeds as well. So there's 1 open. Number 2, I'm just giving it a few seconds to actually process my clicking. I don't want to overload the processor, you know, because we're also recording in the background, you know. So now we've got 4 blanks, Riverbed 01, 02, 03, and 04. So it's now very simple and easy. So what we're going to do is click this one, Control C, go to the first riverbed. There it is, Riverbed 01, Control V, and just file the same as last time, export, replace, and then wait for it, the gray, export. And what's nice now I've got Riverbed done there. Now number 2, I just select number 2, Control C to copy, click on number 2 here, make sure you've got the right one, and go File, Export As. And what is nice now, you'll see now, the grey will come up already selected. So I don't have to go that little extra process. So it's already there. So number 3 is done. And now lastly, so not number 3, number 3 we still need to do. So that's it there, copy. Sorry, was it now number 2? No, we have only done 1. So that's 1. Number 2 is there, so we need to do number 2 now. Don't get confused, Farmer Bob. So copy that one, select number 2, Control V, and File, Export As, Export, Replace, and it will already be selected there. Very nice, and there you go. Good stuff. So number 3 is there. So it's Control C, number 3, Control V. You'll see I'm on number 3. Just to make sure, not save as, sorry, File, Export As, very important. Don't use the save as, use the export tool because you want to overwrite. And then export there. And then lastly, number 4, Control C, Control V, and File, Export As, Export, Replace. And there we are done. So this is a much faster way of doing it that I've discovered while I was fiddling with all of them. And all I need to do now is, obviously I've done with all of that, so I can just close and discard all the changes, and that's fine. All done. So now what we have in the new map is we've got now, where is my stuff now? Riverbed, F5. So what has happened now? Where did I write that to? So Riverbed, there's Riverstone Bank. Did I now mess up? I'm not too sure what happened now, because I'm sure I have exported over Riverbed, River Mud. I don't see it now. Riverbed. Let me just open the Riverbed 01 to see what it looks like. Yeah, it is there. It is very difficult to see it, but it is actually there, the line in the middle. Yeah, I can barely see it if I now squint, you know, it is so tiny and so thin line. So it is there. All right, so I'm all done with that. Now what's going to happen now? In your i3D, if I open now this map's i3D and edit it, so edit Notepad, and we're going to go and find, just grab the name there for it from the data folder. It's called Riverbed. Let's just do number 1. So I'll just slowly click twice on the name, and it will select it for us. Control F, Control V, and it will put it in there for us. And then find next, you see. So what's happening is Riverbed is part of, where is it now? This is my 64X map. So Riverbed 01 looks like is, that's the weight. So let's find Riverbed 01's texture. Sorry, I'm actually looking for the texture, not the weight. Riverbed. There it is. Okay, so it's part of the map US, if you can see. So what I can do now is, because Riverbed's already set up on this map, I can now change this into my original maps. River, what was it? River Rock, or what was that called? Let's have a look. It is Riverstone Bank, if I want to. Because all the channels is there, it's just going to be called Riverbed. It's just going to be called Riverbed in the new map, you see. So we just change it into that without bothering too much about naming and all that kind of stuff. So here we go. So all we need to do is go into the i3D. Is this now still the old map? No, this is Frickley. Yeah, this is Frickley's i3D. So now I can find Riverstone Bank in here. If I go there to Frickley, find Riverstone Bank 01. Let's just go it like that. Riverstone Bank, Control C, and go into the i3D for Frickley. This is the 2 times map. Just paste it in there. You see, that's the weights, the 4 weights, Riverstone Bank Water Edge, and there it is. So Riverstone Bank Alpine is not the thing I'm looking for, is it? Is it called Riverstone Bank Alpine? The texture, it's possible that the texture is got a different name, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, you see. So what's going to happen is, all I need to do now is take this 8 textures for Riverstone Bank Alpine and copy the names over. So what I do is this, for instance, copy the names over and paste it over that 8 textures for riverbed. You see, so it will just route that 8 textures over. Instead of using the riverbed, it's going to use the Alpine, and the weight is going to tell it where to place Riverstone Bank Alpine. You see, so file ID 176 already set up in the whole setup down at the textures, and in our terrain layer textures. So all there is set up so it will read these textures instead of the riverbed. I hope you understand what I'm saying or going on about here. So all we need to do is copy those over, and then in there, Control V. So that's our normal. And then in here again, Control C, and then override. Be very careful when you do this type of things, guys, that you don't mess up the stuff here, like the dollar and that little 2 little dots, what do you call it? It's punctuation marks, you know, very careful when you copy paste. Copy that, and then over here we drop it in. I'm just going to go through these 8 as quick as I can. As quick as I can. And stuff can happen, guys. Stuff can easily happen. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then the next one, 4. It's so easy to make a mistake. I've done it many times. And then suddenly when you open your map, the map doesn't want to open in the editor, but you forgot, or you maybe pasted something over and it's not working correct. So it happens to the best of us, guys. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying while you're doing all of these funny things. And that's the last one, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got diffuse normal, diffuse normal, diffuse normal, diffuse normal. All good. All right, and that is now a way to reroute your texture to actually get another texture, but using a different name for it. You know, so it's all set up there and done. I saved the i3D. And now, guys, believe it or not, all our weights are now in. And if you open your map now, you will have all the weights in, but your fruits and ground and all of that stuff will still not be in there. So that's our next step. Is we're going to tackle this one thing at a time. We're going to first do all the density maps. Then we're going to do the info layers, the one that's relevant, and then lastly the map them, and then our whole terrain will be set up. All right. So let us first tackle the 6 density maps. So I'm going to sort of minimize this screen a little bit smaller and then get that out of the way. Going to open this one here because we want to now go to our GRLE converter. So right, there's our convert command. So easy peasy. We just need to convert all 6 these files into different weights. Am I at the right thing? Recognize an index batch file. What's going on here? Did I put it in the wrong place? Density map fruits. Okay. Let's just grab this. Convert. Okay. Got a problem here, guys. I've read about or heard about this problem that happens sometimes with the fruits. It's possible that my channels are messed up in this, but let us have a look if we can. And this is another thing that also happens. They say that this directory tree might be too long, although mine doesn't really look long. Backup works it too, John. So what we can do to test the theory is just go up one folder, one more, and then here to Frickley. I want the map Frickley. I'm going to cut it out, Control X, and I'm going to drop it in my root of my D drive, just there. I'm going to drop it in there, so there can be no confusion. All right, and let's open that up now. Great, maps, map Alpine, and then data, and then let's go density map fruits. All right, so original, drop it in there, convert it. No, still not. Okay, so we definitely have a problem with our fruit. Let's get back to that. Let's do our density map ground and see if that works. Also not. Am I losing my mind? The GLE converter, density map ground, D, map Alpine data, ground foliage. External command, programmable batch file. Let me just, it's definitely got something to do with my username or something here. And I think it's not about the map. So I'm going to take my map back. I think it is got to do, I'm going to show you now. I've just realized what the problem is. And if you have the same problem, this is maybe a good thing to sort out, you know. So, desktop, where did I put that folder? It's on the desktop. And it's work to do, John Frickley. Just want to drop it in here again because that's where I want my work to do stuff, you know. All right, so it is got to do with this GLE converter. So let's copy this to test. So I'm going to copy my GLE converter that I extracted from Giants, and I'm going to actually physically put that file in my D drive. They say if it's in your user file, because remember that error said it's the Ian and that's my username, so there's a problem there. So I'm going to drop that into my D drive, just somewhere in the root of it, doesn't matter. All right, so there it is now. So I'm going to open it again, open Frickley maps, map Alpine data, and let's retry and see if this now works. Yep, that is the problem, guys. Can you believe it? It is actually a problem. Problem sorted. So if you have the same issue, then yeah, you know now what to do. Just take your tool out of your user and put it in the root of one of your drives, you know, and then work from there. Just as long as it's not in your user. So there's my density map fruit nicely converted. So I'm going to take the next one, which is ground. I'm going to do all 6 now. Any key. And this has been a problem for some time that I've actually had this problem and never known that it's actually a user problem, you know, until now that it actually popped up. And I've been working with that in my username for many years, never had a problem with it, and I've just reinstalled my computer, and I think it might have to do with the gap in my username, because my username it now has got a space in it. So I think that is where the problem comes, means something to do with the spaces, because Giants and spaces, they don't work together. They like underscores, they don't like spaces for some reason, especially the editor and everything to do with the editor. It doesn't like spaces, you know, it just doesn't handle spaces very well. All right, so now right at the bottom now we should have our fruit, ground foliage, height, stones and wheat. So that's 6 files. I'm going to cut them, Control X, bring them over. Oh, sorry, I don't need to bring them over. Just going to leave them here. Escape. So we want to open all 6 once again. Let's do 2 at a time, not all 6. Open 1. Go back to there. Open the other one. So these are 2 of them. And then, oh, I forgot. I must also now obviously convert the new map forgot about that. So let's just go back to the new map, which is in mods. There it is, data. We need to convert the 6 here. So there they are. I want to know how I'm going to do this now. There's the converter. Oh my word. Alright. I can't have it in the same folder. So let me go mods, right click, open in a new window. Let's do it like this. Now I can close that one. And then just go to mods, in there, data, and there you go. Now we've got our 6 there. Alright, just get it here. So let's convert all of them. 1. Done. 2. Okay, done. Ground foliage, convert, and then ground foliage is done. Ground foliage density map height. Okay, and then stones and wheat. Last but not the least. Press any to continue, and wheat is the last one. So there's all 6 of our density files now converted. And now we can actually not close that. I'm going to leave this window. We can close the converter for now. Let's just minimize it out of the way, because we're going to open that in a bit. Alright, what I'm going to do is, instead of deleting my density files for now, I'm just going to make a backup of them by just adding a 1 to each one of these name behind the name, so that I know this is my backup. All we're doing is we make it that it's not registered in the i3D, because the i3D is registered to these names, so we're adding a 1 there and sort of just throwing away the name system for so the density files is not recognized by the i3D. So that is basically what we're doing. So there you go. So now we've got all 6 of them renamed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open the fruit and the ground, because we've got fruit and ground up there. So fruit and ground. Right, so there you are. So basically the same drill as we've had before. So we take density map fruits, Control C, and then go to the new one, which is density map fruits, Control V, and there it is. File, export as, same drill, export, replace, and wait for it. And these ones, guys, are different format. They're not gray. They are, if I'm correct, 8-bit RGB. I'm wondering if they are 8-bit RGB. Yeah, they are RGB here on top. So 8-bit RGB, so we're not going to select gray. They must go to RGB if I'm correct. So we're going to test that. Don't hold me to it yet. We're going to test that as soon as we're done. So take this one, Control C, into this one, Control V, which is our ground, and file, come on, export as, export, replace, and now it should already be on 8-bit RGB, so export. Okay, good stuff, all done. So I don't want to close it now. Let's just do all 6 and then test, because mind you, let me open the map now and just check, because I don't want to do a lot of work and then we don't see. So that is John Frickley, and this is, I can close that. Mind you, once I'm done with this, I'll probably want to be back here. But anyway, we've got now 2 windows for our maps. So this one should be our new map, and this is our old map. I hope you're keeping track. Okay, here we go. Map i3D. I'm just going to open, guys, not save. Very important. You cannot save until you're done with the entire terrain, all the stuff of the terrain, because if you do that, you're going to have problems. Okay, so now, we definitely have a problem, guys. and I don't even know what that was. My gosh. Jolly converter. Let's go in here, just check quickly if I can see what was the problem. So it's going to be C, users, in, and then app data, local, Giants editor 906, and the log is here. Alright, let's have a look why it crashed. Density map failed to okay, obviously. Alright, okay, I know what the problem is, guys. So we need to go into our new map and find all the density maps. Density maps. So what we can do is search for density map, like that. Just go right to the top, just click in there, go find next, and there they are. We need to change these to PNG, all of them. That's 6 that we've converted, because otherwise it won't find them, you know, because they are all PNGs now. PNG and PNG. Just like that. Alright, so there we go. We're going to come back and rename them back to GDMs once we've done the conversion. Alright, so that will be up and about later on. Alright, so here we are. Now we can try the i3D again and see if it can open now. I just want to see the log, guys, of the editor once we're in the editor to see if that textures, that density file is now the correct format. If it tells us there it needs to be 8-bit whatever, then we know, okay, we need to change. But if it opens without any errors, then we are happy for that too, that we've already converted. So I don't know what it's doing now, but it's thinking a lot. There you can already see there's a lot of changes since we started. Console, great stuff. Open up here. Yeah, no, it looks good. I don't see any problems. They're normally here on top if there's any errors in the textures. So that is a very good sign. So I'm happy with that. 8-bit RGB is the actual format. So I'm just going to close this window. I want to go back to just our 2 tabs here. So I'm going to open mods here, that map here, data. And what I want to do is I want to have it as we had it in the beginning. Just put this one here. So this is our Frickley map and this is our new map. Good. Alright, so where were we, guys? We were now in here converting this 4. So we're done with this 4. So we can close them. Discard, close, discard, and this 2 as well. Alright, so back to our imports. From here now, our densities are now done. So what we can do is fruits are done, ground is done. So now we want to do ground foliage and ground height. Right, so let's just do them 2 at a time. Ground height and ground foliage, that's our 2 blanks. Now we go to Frickley, find the other 2. Ground foliage and density map height. We are in Frickley, yeah. Some of these will be black, so don't worry if you don't see anything. It's going to be confusing up here on top, so we're just going to be very careful. So this is density map ground foliage, and it is, the resolution on this is, where can I see it? Oh yeah, this is our 4 times map. And then this one is our 2 times map. Density map ground foliage. Density map height. 4096. 4096. And this should be 8181. Good. Alright. So ground foliage is the new one. And this is ground foliage. Alright. So what we do is copy this. Control C. Go here to ground foliage on the big one, Control V, and it will put it in the center. File, export as. I see here now, if there's no data showing, it's very difficult. So it's actually better to do them 1 at a time rather than 2. It's a bit confusing, guys. I hope it's not too much. 8-bit RGB. All right, that's what needs to be selected. Good. All right, so that one is done. Now we want to take this one, which is the small one, Control C, that's density map height. And then this one, which is the big one, density map height, Control V, drop it in the center, File, Export as. Don't worry if you don't see anything, that the data is actually there, guys. Though it doesn't look like it, it is there. Right, so the RGB export. Good, so those two are done. So now we can just close up here, discard changes, close, discard changes, doop, doop, and there you go. Right, now back to our original map, and the last two is stones and wheat. So let's just do the stones one first. And in stones, ground height is done, stones, there it is. Right, there you go. So this is now our small one, Control C. This is our big one, Control V. So that is very simple and easy. That way, do it one at a time, replace 8-bit gray, not gray, RGB, guys. Sorry, don't forget that, it's very important. Okay. Done deal. Close, discard, close, discard. Okay. Next up will be back here. The last one will be weeds. Right. And then here our original maps wheat. Open that up. So what's going to happen now is that's our small one, copy. Our big one, paste. File, export as, export, replace. So what's going to happen is all our heights and stuff is now imported into this big thing, but they all still in PNG format. So once we open the map now, for real, once we've done all of the terrain, once we open it for real, we're going to save the map. Once there's no errors. If we don't have errors, we can save the map, and then it will rewrite and recreate all the density files, all the info layers that we've converted, and we'll put new ones for you in there. Then we can delete the PNGs and rename the i3D back to GDM and GRLE. That's the process. And you have to do that, because otherwise, as you saw earlier on, the map doesn't recognize that there's it will just say there's no density file, error loading density file if you don't if you've got the wrong naming in there. Good. All right. So next up, guys, let's have a look. So we've done all 6 of the density files. They are all done. And now we can go back on top. Just want to see. So we've done with those 6. Now we're going to do the info layers. Now the info layer farmland is the one we have to do. The indoor mask is the snow mask. We don't have to do that. We're going to recreate it. There's no point in bringing that over. Navigation collision, we're going to redo that. Info layer placeable collision, that is also going to be redone. Tip collision, we don't bother. It's going to be redone. And info layer collision generated, also not a problem. We're going to regenerate that in the new map. So the only info layer we have to convert is this one. Very beautiful. So we open that. I can close this, convert. So let us do the farmland. Press to continue. Did it now do the farmland? I think it did. There it is, farmland. All right. On the new one, find farmland info layer. Info layer farmland.grle. Convert that for us. Press to continue. Very nice. Go to the bottom. Where did it put it now? Oh, there it is. So let's open that. Go here. Open that. And into GIMP. Select Control C, select Control V, and file. Now this, I'm just thinking now, the farmland is 4096, on this one 1024. That's a difference between the 1 time, the 2 times map and the 4 times map. No, this doesn't look right, guys. It really doesn't look right. There's a problem. 1024, we have to enlarge this to 2048 to get the same size in the 4096. Alright, so that is not going to work. So I'm going to go Control Z here to undo. Is this now? The correct farmland? Which farmland is this? 1024. Info layer farmland. Import it. Okay. So what we're going to do now, this is going to be an interesting example. We have to zoom in. How do you zoom with this thing again? There was something here I remember with the zooming. View. I don't want to click here because the moment you click you have problems. So I just want to see. Am I now? Here we go. The zoom is there. The zoom. So now we can click here. Come in close, guys. So I want to show you. This is the edge of this thing's farmland. So if you come in close, it's like in pixels, you know. Is it now Shift or is it Alt or is it Control? It's Control to zoom out. All right. So very important now. We have to export or just change the size of this PNG to 2048 because it needs to go into the center of that one and fill that one at the right spot. I want to know. So let's just do it. Image. It is image. What was it? It is image. Scale image. This is the thing here. You go 2048 like that, and click on this little chain thing there, and it will just do that. Now we've doubled the image size, so the resolution we're going to double. So this is going to be 144, and this one also. And then the interpolation, I'm never sure how to do. If cubic is going to work or is I think none, but let's just try the cubic. What's default on it? So we want to keep that sort of. You want to keep that blocky look type of thing, you know. So let's go in. Yeah, you see, that didn't work so well. My word. I want to go just back in onto one of these edges is what I want to see. Yeah, you see, if this happens, you see that double lines, you can't have a line there because what's going to happen is it's going to mess up your farmland. Believe me, it really trashes your farmland. So you can't select cubic. Let's go Control Z. Zoom out again. I just come back here. Yes, we're back. All right, you need that edgy sort of thing. So what we're going to do is image scale, scale. I can't see it. Here it is. 2048. Click on this little thing. Make it 144 here. Okay, and then let's just go none and see interpolation and say scale. Let's have a look. I hope that has worked. We want that sort of blocky thing, you know. Yeah, that's it. So just put none there, guys. All right, so now that you've done it like that, just zoom back out. Select the whole thing. It should now be 2048. There it is. Control C. Back to the farmland, which should now be 4096. Control V. And there you go. Wonderful. That is what it should look like. And now, same drill. Just click File, Export as, overwrite that one, replace. And now the farmland, if I remember correctly, guys, the farmland needs to be 8-bit gray again. Yeah, you see there, grayscale, 8-bit grayscale. Okay, grayscale. So 8-bit gray once again, export, and that is all done. Now I'm going to leave this open and let's just test it to see on the new map if that is now the case, if it's working correctly or if we have a problem. So I want to just open the map and I'll make sure if our settings and stuff that we've done now to the farmland, oh my gosh, the farmland is going to give an error because we haven't renamed it. Let me just close the map. So we can't do that. I forgot. You have to also obviously close that up. Go back to Farmland GRE. So our farmland, I wonder if it, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know, with these things. Because your Farmland XML calls the farmland GRLE. If you go into your farmland, you see it calls data info like farmland GRLE. I've never tried this. Let's just make it PNG for now. Save. We'll leave that open. And then back in here to the map. Just want to verify my farmland. Where's the info layers? There it is. So it is PNG. So all I need to do now is make that a 1, so it's not recognized. And then open the map and see. Let us see. There's a lot of stuff with this, guys, but you have to do it right, because if you don't do it right, your map is going to crash, or you're going to have endless nightmares to fix it, you know. So let's just do one thing at a time and make sure it works correctly. So now we should have farmland. Once this is up, there you go. So if we now click on farmland, just make sure we've got farmland here at the bottom. You see it's an indoor mask, so we want to no farmland. Okay, so window console, I think we've got a farmland error, guys. Let's just have a look. Error failed to load infinite farmland GRE density info layer farmland GRE. Did I not save? I did make it. You see, it doesn't matter if you make it GRE or PNG. It wants that farmland.png, farmland GRE. So I'm going to go and just undo, save again. Come in here, close it up, and then just reopen it. So it probably was right. Farmland. So let's just have a check now if it's happy now. It probably was, but we did rename that farmland GRE to farmland GRE 1.GRE. So let's have a look now. Hopefully now it will be fine. Check for errors. It's always good, guys, to be methodical, do one thing, test, you know, because otherwise at the end of the day you're going to scratch your head. You had 200 errors. Stuff doesn't work. Okay, I still failed to load. Info layer farmland.GRE. Oh, you know what? I'm a fool. Sorry, guys. That's why, no wonder. I must change it in the i3D as well. So let's just find our new map. Farmland. It must be because it's a density layer, it must be PNG here as well. Sorry. Oh my word, we have to remember to change all these things back, you know. This is the 64 fruit map, so good in here. 64X, excellent. My honey has brought me some tea. Thanks, my honey. Wonderful. My throat is dry already, so it's a good timing. Great. I think now we're going to win now, guys. So it's the farmland that we need to change back, the 6 density files, and also the GDM. You know what? We will do the map dem in a little bit. I just want to get this thing sorted. Just want to get this thing sorted. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, baby. Right, so close that up. Go down here to Farmland. We should, yes, now we have got Farmland. If we click here now, we should see our Farmland. And what's nice now, guys, let me just see. I've got 36 here at speed, so that should be all right. Oh my word, just don't do anything there, Farmer Bob. I'm not going to save anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I want to just come in close, go into Farmland, and then just show you it's Alt. So I hold Alt and right drag. Can't really. There you go. You see, it's a nice square line. Whereas if you've got that other thing, it does 3 layers of farmland for you there. It confuses your farmland. You mess your map completely. So that is very, very important to have your farmland correct. So I'm not going to save because we're not done with the whole thing. All right, so that worked out very nice. I'm very chuffed with that. So into GIMP, discard this and discard that. Great, man. So minimize that for now. So the next thing, back into our data folder. Just maximize that. So we've done the farmlands. I'm happy with all of that, guys. So we can now go and delete all these originals that we have duplicated. So I'm happy with those. All right. And then the farmland one we can also delete, because we now have our farmland there, the PNG. Now, the indoor mask and all these other ones, the info layers, the plow, the 5 info layers from your field ground. If I can quickly show you that. If I go back in here, into XML, into field ground. There's 5 info layers: spray level, lime level, plow level, shredded level, and roller level. Those 5 you don't have to convert either, because we're going to recreate them in game. This one's you recreate in game, and the other ones, if I go back into my data folder, the other ones, like the lime level, we recreate the lime level, the navigation collision, these ones are, as well as the tip info layer. Where's the tip collision? I should have a tip collision in here somewhere. There it is, tip collision. The tip collisions, we all generate those in the editor once we've got our terrain sorted, so we don't have to recreate those. So lastly for our terrain is the map dim. That's the exciting part, guys. This is where our map now suddenly gets height on the terrain. So terrain height gets done by your map dim. So we open the original map. There it is, Frickley. So we open that in GIMP as well. And it's the same simple drill as the other one. Go back into the donor map or the new map. There it is. Open the map dim in GIMP, and there it is. So this is our map dim there, 2049, 2049. So they basically both are the same. So, oh no, it's 1025. That looks better. I was going to say they should be they should have, we should have a bigger one for the 4x map. All right, so that is our 2x map, and you can actually see the map dim has got different colors. Control C. And this one is once again grayscale, very important. This one here, oh my word, wait a sec. This one is 2049, Control V. Yeah, that should be fine. That's perfectly, looks all right. That looks like it is the right dimensions and everything. So it is 1025, 2049. I hope that is correct. We'll see now when we open the map. Yeah, I think it is correct, guys. Okay, file, export as, export, replace. And this one needs to be gray as well. Export. All right, I'm going to leave it open in case we've got a problem. So now, once again, this is our last thing we need to do. Then we can start up the map and check for errors and save the maps so that we can have all our density files recreated, you know. So that's the exciting part. is to see if it's actually going to be error-free. So now the very first thing we need now we'll see our valleys and our rivers and have actual height data in the map, if all is correct. Well, actually just in the center of the map we'll have a huge drop on some sides, you know, because that is when we were going to have to come and sort out the terrain afterwards, you know. Okay, so let's just zoom in here. First check the console, because something still feels a bit flat. I don't see an error here. No errors here. No, it looks all right. So we should actually have height data now in the map. This map looks fairly flat to me. I don't see any height data. No, we should have big edges and stuff here at the end, you know, where the stuff goes over. So something isn't right with the dim. Something isn't right with the terrain. Let me just have a look. Our terrain is at 0 on this map, which is good. Let's just open the Frickley map. Map I3D. Let's have a look on this one. Because some maps have got height differences between on their terrain, you know. Their terrain is set at a lower height. So I'm going to show you that. I think we do as well. Gee, it's opening a long time. We've converted quite a bit of stuff in here, but it shouldn't make a difference. You see, we have got some valleys and stuff. So it's going downhill. There is some height data here that should be there. So what I wanted to say is, if we look at the terrain here, it's all 0. So some maps at a Y in your terrain, that's your height. Some maps are at -20, others are at 100 or whatever, you know. So just be careful of that before you do the dim from the new map. Just make sure that both maps are at 0, which is important. So even if it means you have to take this new map and say the donor map, or say the new map is now at -20, for instance, you have to put this one at -20 as well, and then save, and then you can export the dim. All right. It will take your terrain under the map, so you'll see everything is floating in the air now, because your terrain is now suddenly down lower, but your terrain will be exported at the right thing for your new map, so the dim will be the same. That is basically the main important thing, you know. So I'm just happy with that. This both is 0, so that's one thing we have to check. Alright, I think we just need to redo the whole process. So something definitely is wrong. Discard changes. So go back into, so we first open the new map dim. So where's our map dim? There's our map dim. Oh, I don't have the new one anymore. What is going on here? I've already pasted that in there. And I can see height data. So why is it not working? I can see height data in there. Map dim PNG. This is a sort of a strange thing. Let me reopen the map and see. It definitely is there. It's got the map, the height data in there. I'm just not sure why it's not showing our terrain height. Our terrain height, I mean, it must, on the edges where this rivers go in, it should be lower, you know, and it's not. It's like flat. it just tells me there's definitely something wrong with the export, guys. So, and now I have not made a backup of that of this. Luckily, I've got a backup of the whole map, you know. So, all right. So let's just trash this thing. So we're just going to go back into my PCD placeables and not mods backups in here. If it's 22 and my 4x64 data. I'm going to just pull a new map dim out of here. This is my backup. That's also always good to have a map dim backup, you know, so then you don't have a problem. Drop it in here. Data, Control V, replace the file. Okay, there we are back now. So 2049 by 2049. This one is the original. It's 125. Okay, so let's open the original. Go back in here. Open the original, the new map. Go back in here. So that's our new map. This is 2049 and this is 1025. Right. Control C. Control V. Yeah, it's definitely pasting the height data in there. Definitely, I can see it. And now I think what I want to do is maybe that's a floating selection. This is the map dim PNG. Just want to see this merge visible flatten image. Can I flatten the image? No, I can't. There's a thing that says drop somewhere. I just want to see if it is maybe that's causing the thing. Lock position and size. I don't want to lock channel. I just want to have a quick look. Blend scale, contact. There's nothing to select there. I can't see that. Spacing, that's just other stuff. Map dim PNG copy. Resize the layer to the size of the image. We don't want that. Layer boundary to new layer. Ah, man. I don't think it is in the air. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I think it maybe got to do with the way we saved it, if I'm correct. So let us just try this again. File, export as. Of course, it did save both of these in the new one. So export, replace, and then I wonder if I'm going to leave it at automatic just for fun. Export and see what it does. I'll leave that open. Let's reopen the map. That's definitely something, guys, something to do. If I can't figure it out now, I'll just pause the video and first figure it out and then carry on with you guys. So I don't want to burn too much video with me struggling, because it can be frustrating if the videos become long, you know, and that. But yeah, we live and learn. That's how it goes. I've done this before, so it's not that yeah, something is Something is afoot here, guys. What's this? Oh my word. What has happened here? I don't paste it in the corner. Why is it looking like that? Something is messed up here. Really messed up. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video, figure it out, and then I'll show you guys how to do it. Right guys, I've actually figured it out. It's not too difficult. It was actually very simple. I knew there was something that's messing me about, and one thing I didn't check is it's actually a 16-bit grayscale image. So that is our problem. I've been saving it as 8-bit. That's our first problem. And the second one is I've made, I don't think it will make a difference, but what I've done is I've dropped the image on top of the other one, which I haven't done in any of the other things. It worked fine. But for this one, I've done it. So all we're going to do is I'm going to show you. So you take your smaller one, copy it, Control-C, drop it onto the new one, which is the bigger one. There it is. Now, you see here, it's got two. This is a floating selection. So it's actually in the air. Actually not in the air, but it's on top of the other one. It's not part of the other one. And that was what I was wondering. But when you save something, normally, by default, it will just flatten the image for you, you know. In a Paint.net, it gives you a little error. It says, do you want to flatten the image? You say yes, and you carry on. But here in GIMP, it just does it for you. But in the meantime, all I do is, for this to be part of that image, I right-click on it, and you're going to go up here to where it says anchor layer. So it will anchor that layer on top of the other one, and there you go. So now the two has become one, which is what we want. And then the other thing is we export now as a same drill as always, just there. And then when it gets here, we're going to go to 16-bit gray instead of just 8-bit gray. And that, believe it or not, is all that was the problem, you know. Great, so now I can just discard these. Let's open the map, and we stand amazed at what we have to do now. Because obviously this is going to change a lot of the map stuff, you know, especially on the edges. All the work is going to happen now on the edges where we're going to have to build out the terrain, which is not very difficult to do, but it's going to be a fair job to sort of get the terrain on that extra space that we have now all around the map, you know. So that is what's going to happen. So if we now zoom in or go back into our map, you'll start to see there is some height data. You see there's our channel, and then if we follow the edge of the map, this side is actually not too bad, but yeah, we're going to start getting elevations, you know. So this map doesn't have too many mountains. Luckily it's a UK map. It's fairly flat out there, you know. So there's not a lot of work, but there is some work to do, you know. So luckily we can easily sort this. But there's our terrain height now done, all done and dusted, and we've brought our whole terrain in. So lastly, what we want to do is verify now that we don't have any errors on it. So just go and make sure that everything is kosher, we don't have problems. And then what I will suggest at this point, close your map, don't save, just make a quick backup of your map. So grab the whole folder, Control-C, and drop it somewhere where you can have a backup of it. So I'm just going to drop it here where I'm working. While it's copying, I can go back in here to my data folder, back in here, and then now what we can do is open the map and save it. If it's error free, then we are going to be happy chappies. Then we can actually save and get back to our original density maps and GRE files, so info layers. Alright, so that is basically the way to go. So let us have a look if it now saves. Still error free. We did make a backup, and I normally do this because if something goes wrong after the save, then I have a backup of my terrain before I've done the save. You know, I can always quickly come and recover, you know, if I've discovered, oh my word, you know, it always happens, you know. It's always good to have a backup, guys. You can never have enough backup. So let's just verify again. No errors. All looks good. Save up now. This is now the point where we do the work for layers. Here it is, ready, and close up, and now back into our data folder. Now you'll notice we have new ones. These are new fruit, our new ground, our height, our stones, and our wheat, and also our farmland. Very important. So all we do now is delete the PNGs, because we're all done with them now. Ground and height and stones and wheat. Right, so there you go. All done. Lastly, back into our i3D for the new map. We want to reload it. Remember now we saved, guys. Remember I told you that all that stuff on top is going to change. So it's going to change now in this, the moment we say reload. You see the editor has gone and fixed all our new added textures into the map, into the i3D, and all is done. So all we can do now is find farmland. Not that farmland. Let's go to the top. Click on top, find, and go here, GRLE, like that. Now we go right to the top again, find our density files. We have it already in there. And these go GDM, like that. All 5 of them, or 6 of them. The height, GDM. And the density stones, GDM. And wheat, GDM. I just double click on it, guys. If you double click, it selects it for you, the whole thing. So you don't have to go and drag and select and whatever, or type or whatever. So it's much simpler. Just double click, it selects it, and start typing. It will overwrite for you. So that's how simple and easy that is. Good. That is all done. Now let's open the map for one more time to see if our, because now what's going to happen now, it's going to, because we've deleted the PNGs, so now the map is starting with the new converted PNGs. That's now GDMs and GRLEs. So that is loading for the first time now with the new stuff. So they've all been converted. Sorry guys, I just want to shut down this phone. It's busy making a noise here next to me. It's the afternoon, almost 5 o'clock, and that is normally salespeople wanting to sell stuff. You know, that's what you get. Wonderful. Everything looks very good. Our console, open it up. Doop doop. There you go. Yeah, that looks very good. No problems. Great, man. So now we can just close up. We don't have to save again because it's already been saved. But just for the heck of it, why not save it and close up? We've got our whole terrain brought over into the new map, and you can now see the size of the edges of the new terrain that we have to add to the map. So it's a fairly big adjustment to the map. So all of this now needs to be built. New map, you know, new fields, new roads. These roads needs to be extended, you know, stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun. So that's coming up in the next episodes, guys. So obviously now to look forward to in our next episode. Let's think now. We've done terrain now. We still need to do now. I think we'll tackle that in our next episodes. As like I said. What is these things? The other layers. We'll recreate the other layers, and you can actually now start this map in the game, and you will have this little map there in the middle of nowhere, you know, on this 4x map. But you can start it up. I just don't want to burn more video time because I think this video is already long. So we'll split up the work. In the next episode, we will carry on with the rest, you know. Why is this animal mode looking like that? It doesn't look right. There's a problem there. I will fix that. Something went wrong here with this animal mode. Animal mode 01. And it's on our new map. Yeah, something's not good there. I will check it out and sort it out. I think there's a problem with it. I don't know what, but I'll just recreate it, remake it. You guys saw how I did the other, so no problem. Okay. Anyway, everything else looks very good. I'm just sort of think, yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Well, anyway, let's end the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's insightful. I hope it helps you. And thanks for tagging along. And hopefully you can also enlarge your maps if you follow this whole process of the videos. And I hope it helps a lot, man. Thanks so much, guys. Do remember to share, to like, to subscribe, and do all of that. And do consider supporting me on Patreon. If my stuff helps you, do consider helping me, you know, in some way. But Patreon is there. I've got a lot of different support levels, so jump on there. Appreciate that very much. And do a big thank you to you guys that do support me. I really appreciate you, Oaks. Thanks, man. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.